right, everyone, welcome into WACA-TV for the Ashland Clockers versus the Martha Vineyard Regional High School. Varsity Baseball is the first play, is off and running, and it's going to be a quick first out for Martha's Vineyard. That was that was Lathrop Keene, a junior from Martha's Vineyard. Start the game out. I'm Daniel Vetstein, beside me, George Tubin. George, an exciting game today. Playoff, round one of the MIAA playoffs. What do you think is going to happen today?
This is great. This is, we have the number 32 ranked team in Ashland. Ashland moved right up in the rankings going into the last several games of the season. I think from maybe the high 30s or maybe into the mid 40s all the way down to number 32. And the cutoff to make the MIAA playoffs is 32. But they do allow a play-in for any team that is at 500 or better in terms of wins. And this year, maybe 10, 11, 12 teams actually made that 500 or better record. So now those teams play into the bottom ranked of the 32 teams, if that makes sense. So this is team number 32, Ashland, against team number 33, Martha's Vineyard. Pitching today is Jared Gurnbaum, who's a sophomore, who's had a great year, pitching very well. I would consider Chris Bradica to be the team's top pitcher, and it seems like coach wants to maybe hold off on going with Chris Bradica to the next game. And but Jared's been throwing great. Definitely a very strong pitcher. So let's see what happens here. He's one out, man on first.
Ooh, they try
overthrew, and
he's going to steal his way to second now. That's Matt McMillan, sophomore outfielder. There's not the best pass from Grunbaum out to first, and that it's an error. Gets a man on second.
Yeah, all year Grunbaum, he has great stuff over to first base. I haven't seen him. I don't think I've seen him overthrow once. Nerves are probably a little bit of a factor in this game. They're in the playoffs, and it's do or die. So maybe the nerves will die down a little bit, and they'll get a little relaxed, get a little loose, and start playing their game.
Also, something else to note for the Clockers is that Ollie LaRoe is not playing first base today, as that one gets slinged over. On first base, who gets that out right there is going to be Chris Bradica, who's stepping away from the pitcher's mound, as you said.
Yeah, I think coach usually puts Bradica at first base unless he's pitching, and then Ollie does a great job in center field. He's very fast, able to get to anything that anybody else can get to. So now we're down. We got 2 outs. This is Joe Medeiros from Martha's Vineyard at bat. Martha's Vineyard has a runner on third base, looking to try to get that first run in.
And that one a little bit too low, it seems like.
Yeah, we got 3 balls, no strikes now on Medeiros. I'm sure he'll be taking all the way here. But he's batting cleanup, so he's probably one of the better hitters on the team. Yeah, he took, and there was a strike right down the middle. Absolutely beautiful day here.
Yeah, the wind's blowing. It's big hit out. That one's going towards left field. That will be scooped up. And the first run of the game for the Martha's Vineyard Regional High School. Their mascot is the Vineyarders. Vineyarders.
You don't hear that every day.
No, we do not. So the Vineyarders go up 1-0. Now we have a man on first who just hit that. That was Joe Medeiros.
Now we have Wyatt Lohman at bat, number 24. He's a senior from Martha's Vineyard. That gets called a strike. Like low and outside in the zone. Count looks like it's a 1-on-1.
Ooh, fans better watch out for that one. That one flew into past the first baseline into some crowd of fans. Looks like no one got hurt. That's good.
Yeah, that's usually where the opposing team sits. So all the Ashland people were safe, and hopefully the Martha's Vineyard people are okay. Ooh, rung them up. Called third strike there. One left on base. And Martha's Vineyard does, they do the damage. They got a run on the board. First run of the game. Now Ashland will have to come in, and we don't know much about Martha's Vineyard. Obviously they're not in Tri-Valley, and the Clockers don't, haven't played them all season, so we can't really tell you much about their players, their hitting capability, their pitching. So it'll be interesting to see who they send up there. Looks like it's a righty, and it's number 5, Eli Bryant, who's a junior for Martha's Vineyard, the Vineyarders.
Yeah, it looks like their roster. They have a bunch of people who are capable of pitching. We'll see if they switch it up, but as you said, right now it's Bryant.
Yeah, first couple of games of the year, we were bundled up. I think I had long underwear on,
Yeah.
sweatshirts, glove. It was absolutely miserable. And today is shorts, t-shirts. It's a beautiful baseball day. A little cool, not blazingly hot, but it's perfect for baseball. Perfect weather for the players. We'll get underway. Chris Bradica is usually leadoff hitter for Ashland. Very high batting average. Yeah, I think he's the top hitter on the team, so they usually get him in there. Good on base percentage, make something happen right off the bat. And tough for Martha's Vineyard. I mean, it's quite a ride to get here to Ashland. I mean, they have to take a ferry over to Woods Hole, then take a bus for an hour and a half up to Ashland. So it's 2.5 hour trip. I think the hockey team had a playoff game down at Martha's Vineyard 2 years ago. It was like an all-day affair to do that, so it takes a lot out of you. But
They definitely had to leave school early today to get here.
Yeah.
On the other side, the Clockers, we have, I believe, 4 seniors, and if you don't know already, the seniors are out, so although they did have to come in today, we had a reality fair in the gymnasium where you choose a career path and you see how your life will play out. So they did have to come to school today, but they didn't have to do, school work.
Yeah.
So they get a little bit more off time, which makes it easier on them.
Yeah, from what I understand, this week in terms of school work was fairly light for you seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Finals and not much else.
So it is Bradica leading off. Again, Eli Bryant pitching.
Bradica bats lefty, facing the righty batter, which is what you want. Gives you a little bit of an advantage as a batter. A bit of a tie up. Now he finally steps in.
That one's super low. Almost hit the dirt. He's got a pretty fast pitch cadence. Not taking a lot of time to settle himself after these pitches, Bryant.
That's true. 1-on-1. Yeah, that's in for a strike. 2-1. Maybe there's a pitch clock down there that we can't see that he's on. Just kidding.
That one's hit over towards shortstop. Throw out to first, and that'll be the first out for the Clockers.
Good
Scooped
play
up.
there by the shortstop. That was a very hard hit. shortstop caught the ball rising up right into his center.
That's that Leo Napier.
Leo Napier, yeah. Scooped it in, took a step. Great throw to first base for the out.
It's Medeiros at first he scored the run for the Vineyarders, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
LaRoe at bat, and he takes a strike. LaRoe bats righty, but he throws lefty.
Yeah, LaRoe, I think he does have the highest batting percentage on the team. It's not actually Bradica last time I checked. LaRoe's capable of hitting those bombs like this one, popping up towards center field, but not enough. Caught in there by Lathrop Keene. 2 outs for the Clockers.
Yeah, I mean, the contact percent for the Clockers has been great, but there's just so many fly balls into center field.
The wind is going with the ball currently. It's coming towards us. We're all the way out in behind right field. So it could definitely carry the ball a little bit. That one strike through, will bounce its way to center field as well.
Senior Devin O'Brien, great hit, just got the bat on the ball, went right down the middle, right over second base. No chance for the shortstop or second baseman to get it. And we have a runner. Up now is Michael Schreiber. Schreiber's had a great season as well. Schreiber's a sophomore. Who's been playing great in the field, doing very well at bat. Duke gets called for, holds up and gets called for a strike there. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, runner on first. Ashland trying to get Devin over. That's a high hit ball. Shortstop is ranging back. Left field is coming in, and that's going to be a short fly ball for an out. So Ashland leaves 1 on, and we go to the top of the second. Ashland down 1-0 against Martha's Vineyard. So good news, bad news. The good news is that Ashland is in the playoffs facing Martha's Vineyard here for the number 32 slot. So they're in 32, and whoever wins this will actually go in as the number 32 team.
Mm-hmm.
The number 32 team has to face the number 1 team.
That's difficult.
And the number 1 team is St. Mary's, and St. Mary's is just a fantastic team. I think they're ranked number 2 in the state across all divisions. Private school, very strong with athletics, and it's going to make for a tough next game. And I think that's Coach Messer's strategy was to put Jared Grumbaum, who I'd say is the number 2 pitcher, in here for Martha's Vineyard, so he could save Chris Bradica, number 1 pitcher, if they do win and end up facing St. Mary's. That game's going to be on Sunday up in Lynn, Mass. So pretty quick turnaround here.
Well, they got the home field advantage for this play-in game, but currently down 1-0. They got 6 more innings to get on top.
Got Trip Arciaga at bat for Martha's Vineyard. He's a junior. Batting righty. That's in there for a strike. That's low for ball's down in the dirt. Nobody on base, so no harm.
This one's hit up high. It'll go right past the infield and be caught by Ian McCon.
Yeah, McCoy just has the better angle on it coming in at it. Finn Connery was at second base, kind of ranging backwards. I think he could have got it, but smart move by McCoy to call him off because he's coming into the ball, has a much better angle, and is the right person for it. So great job screaming it out and not crashing into Finn Connery over there. That ball's low. Looks like we have 1 ball, 1 strike here to Matt Day. We actually have a Matt Day in Ashland. I don't think that's him. In fact, I'm sure it's not him.
That one sails past everyone. That'll never be found again.
Yeah, Ashland High School has this deep woods along the first baseline that so many balls get hit into there.
Low drive towards shortstop. Slung out, sideways arm throw, and that one luckily will only result in 1.
Yeah, very unusual for Mike Schreiber there. Picks up the ball great and then just, I think, tries to throw it a little bit too quickly. A brilliant play by Luke O'Brien, the catcher, running down the first baseline to back up that throw to first base. You don't see all the catchers doing that, but he prevented the runner from making their way to second by getting himself up there.
And those are the things that don't show up on paper, but are the biggest parts that can be game changers to the game.
Yeah, 100%. It's all the little things, and every play, everybody has somewhere they should be. You don't always see them moving to those positions, but that's right there. That's the reason why why you're supposed to do that. We have 1 ball, 1 strike here. That ball's blistered right by third baseman Devin O'Brien.
It'll only result in a single. That's McCracken, who just hit that one. Day on second, McCracken on first.
And McCracken's a senior at Martha's Vineyard High School. Now we have 1 out, runners on first and second. And we have Leo Napier at bat, who's a sophomore for Martha's Vineyard. Nice cut at that one, off foul.
These Vineyarders are hitting with some power early on.
Yeah, count is 0-2. And that ball is popped in. It's going to drop into left field. Oh, and the ball had a lot of spin on it.
That'll make it 2-0 to the Vineyarders.
Yeah, that just got away from Mark Mermelstein out there in left field. It hit the ground and just spun to the left and made its way past Mark Mermelstein, which allowed the runner on second to make it all the way home.
That was Matt Day who had that amazing hit, but then saved by Luke O'Brien at first base to make him not go further, but in the end he gets all the way to home.
Yeah. And then, when Mark Mermelstein got the ball, he didn't try to throw home like a lot of left fielders would do. Impossible to get that runner out at that point in time. He threw it to the cutoff, and he was able to hold the runners to first and second. Didn't let that runner on second base advance to third, so it kind of stopped the bleeding by making a great play after that ball got by him. So still 1 out here. Runners on first and second. And this looks like Lathrop Keene at bat, who's a junior for Martha's Vineyard. That ball's down to the dirt. Got 2 balls, 1 strike here on Keene. That ball's well hit into center field, picked up quickly by Ollie LaRoe, and LaRoe rifles it in to the pitcher, able to stop the runner at third base from advancing to home.
That was an incredible throw by Ollie. I don't know how he even did that. It looks so much easier on the screen, but in real life, all the way rolling towards his left as a righty, throwing that all the way towards the mound is just incredible.
Yeah, great throw. And now Coach Messer comes out to have a talk with Jared Grumbaum. And the infield comes in, a little committee out there.
Bradica's making his way towards the bench, and it might quickly switch him out.
I think that's the right move. Messer took a little bit of a gamble going with Grumbaum over Bradica, who's the #1 pitcher. I mean, I'm not nothing to take anything away from Jared Grumbaum, who's been pitching great this season, great ERA, great job up there. It's very tough, in a playoff situation when you're facing a tough team to get in there and try to make stuff work. So see what's going on here.
Switching up the outfield as well. McCon is going towards center field. It's still Grunbaum at the mound, but looks to be that Bradica's warming up in the dugout.
Yeah. Okay, so Mermelstein switched over to right field. McCoyne went to center field. And LaRoe probably went to first base if Bradica's warming up.
Yeah, LaRoe's at first.
Yep.
Clockers digging themselves into a deep hole early, but it's only 2. They need to get out of this inning, though.
Yeah, Coach Messer, he's slow playing it a little bit, trying to get Bradica to get enough warm-up pitches over there. I don't think he has an. Grumbaum is kind of taking his time, trying to give Bradica as much time as possible. Now he's going to face the batter. That was a sharply hit ball to Devin O'Brien. Devin O'Brien just grabs that ball, tries to put a tag down on the runner at third base, and was just a little bit late.
What a catch. That was unbelievable by O'Brien.
Yeah, great job there by Devin. Remembering everything I taught him about, playing third base. Just kidding. All right, bases loaded now, 2 outs. That ball down in the dirt, so that's going to be ball 1. Grumbaum steps off the mound. The other thing I think that Coach Messer's thinking is to keep Jared's pitch count down low. Because if they do win this game, he threw to first base, very close, but runner was safe. If they do win this game and they have to face St. Mary's, you probably want Grumbaum available. They have known Soderberg, who's been pitching great those last few games. They can go in as well.
That one a foul ball. Bradica's still warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, not as much rush now, I think, unless something happens here. There's a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And that ball's high. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Grunbaum with a nice catch.
And that ball hits straight back to Jared Grumbaum, who as much protected his face as he did make that catch. But good, quick job, both making the out and not getting a baseball off the face there by Grumbaum.
I think that play right there has got to be the most dangerous in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
But a great job by Grunbaum, as you said. Get his face out of the way. You saw him lean back. Make sure ball either went in his glove or over him.
Yeah. And good job by Grunbaum getting out of that situation. You know, it's very tough when you get a number of hits on you. You know, you start to feel a little dejected, but, you know, you just have to kind of suck it up and get in there and throw your pitches. And he did exactly that. He, bases loaded, 1 out. He was able to get 2 outs and get out of the inning with just 1 run. You know, so it's 2-0 right now. You know, Martha Vineyard is up, but you know it's still bottom of the 2nd inning, very early in the game. So you know, plenty of time here for Ashland to get some runs on the board as they come up to bat right now.
I think the Clockers only got 4 hitters on through last inning, so they have a bunch more before they hit the top of the order as well.
Yeah. They do have some good hitters in the middle of the order as well. So, you know, I think...
We're yet to see Nolan Soderberg.
Yeah, Nolan. Rumelstein they just started playing him a game or 2 ago, and he got a few hits. You know, so we'll have to see how. You know, we don't have a long record because he hadn't played, but he got in and did a great job. I'm sure he's ready to go and help the team win.
Yeah, McCon hasn't stepped up either.
Yeah, Ian McCoy's he's been having a very good year. He's hitting very well, which is, you know, fabulous for a freshman. And you mentioned Nolan Soderberg. He's at bat now. Nolan bats righty. Also pitches for the team.
First swing, it's a miss.
Yeah, I think Soderberg is DH today. I think is Rafael Devers' role.
Yeah.
All right, 1-1. Although unlike Devers, Nolan will play wherever you ask him to play. No questions asked. That one's down in the dirt. 2-1. That's a high hit ball to left field. Ranging back, easy out there by the left fielder. It's a little bit windy today, so it's not tremendously easy for the outfielders. You can see the ball moving a little bit as the wind catches it.
Yeah, and if you're standing at the plate, it's going from left to right, so all those balls hit towards left field are all going to start sweeping in towards center.
Yeah. And here's Mark Mermelstein at bat.
This one's a hard hit, and this might go.
That's very deep.
Ooh, close.
Amazing catch by the center fielder to range over to get that. Mermelstein hit that ball maybe 20 yards deep of the center fielder, but it spent a lot of time in the air, and the center fielder was able to range over and make a fabulous catch.
Yeah, that was Lathrop Keene playing center field, and now early in the bottom of the 2nd, Clockers have 2 outs. And here's McCon, another lefty. This one hit.
There's a foul ball just over the third base line. Ian's down quickly, 0-1. And that gets called the strike, 0-2. Now you expect the pitcher to work the corners a little bit. Foul tip there by McCoy, protecting. Good job protecting the plate. That ball was low. Umpire could have called it a strike, and McCoy took a swing at it to fight that one off. Good job there. That one's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he gets rung up. Looks like that was a little bit of an off-speed pitch. Smart play right there. A couple of fastballs throwing off speed. Kind of froze McLean there. 1-2-3 inning there. Ashland goes down. At the end of 2, Martha's Vineyard 2, Ashland nothing yet.
Yeah, now we're going to see Bradica step up towards the mound. Hopefully get a quick couple of strikeouts.
Yeah.
Put that momentum back on the Clockers' side.
And I think Chris probably knew that this might happen, so I think mentally he's prepared. He's just a phenomenal athlete, so I don't think anything rattles him. He is ready to come in. He's ready to do whatever's needed. So I think he'll come in and just do a great job here for the team. It looks like Grumbaum's going to be over at second base, a position he's played several games at.
Finn Connery going to play right field now. Two runs, not a lot. That can change quickly, so the Clockers really hope they can get their outfield off the field quickly and get some scores up on the board.
It's like Medeiros will be first here at Medeiros is batting fourth for Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, and he has one of the 2 runs scored by the Vineyarders so far.
Yep.
That one hit towards the second baseline and be scooped up by McCann. It's a
Good
single for Medeiros.
Yeah, good base hit there by Medeiros, just getting the bat on the ball, getting it out of the infield. And they have a runner. Next up is Wyatt Lohman, again, senior from Martha's Vineyard. And he's batting righty, facing the lefty, Chris Bradica.
That one's super high.
Good job by Luke O'Brien getting up and getting that ball so the runner can't have an easy advance over to second. It's a little bit harder for the runner to go with a lefty pitcher over there.
He almost swung at that one.
Yeah, batter looks like he tried to hold up on it, but the home plate umpire rung him up, said he went enough to call it a strike. So looks like it's 1-1 here. Bradica starts to wind up and steps off. Something wasn't right. Smart play to just reset rather than continuing to go through the pitch. 1-1, no outs, runner on first. Big cut, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Throws to first, but Medeiros is looking alive. LaRoe, ball got there too late in general, but LaRoe also caught.
That ball's high. 2-2.
That one hit the bat, but bounced backwards, so a count is foul. Still 2-2.
Still 2-2.
Yep.
No outs. We're at the top of the 3rd inning.
Swing and a miss, and that'll be a
Nice.
strikeout.
Bradica rings him up. Good job. It's like Trip Arciaga coming back up to the plate. Tries to hold. He holds up, but called for a strike. Chris Bradica looks like he's settling in now.
Yeah, you can also tell that the fielders for the Clockers feel a little more comfortable. Not that there's anything wrong with Grunbaum's pitching, but they just have some sort of familiarity with Bradica being at the mound. Man on first, that one fly over for another foul ball.
Batter quickly down 0-2. Now Bradica can work the corners. Another one back to first.
LaRoe thought he had him.
I don't know if he thought he had him or he tried to act like he had him.
Yeah.
To get the umpire to bite on that. These umpires are tough to fool. And there's a blooper hit into very short center field that just drops in there for a hit. Just, you know, kind of over second base and short of center field and just kind of drops in there.
Yeah, it was an upward swing, and that one, I think, had a little bit of front spin and a little bit of wind. Dropped that one super fast past Grunbaum. So McCann had to go get that one.
Runners on first and second, 1 out, and Matt Day at bat. And that gets called a strike. Ground ball, foul. Play, that'll be no balls, 2 strikes.
Day's the other Vineyarder who scored besides Medeiros, who's on second right now. Arciaga on first.
Oh, you got him. I thought he got a little bit of bat on that, but nice low pitch by Bradica to ring him up.
2 outs. Medeiros made his way to third.
That ball's inside. So now we got runners on first and third, 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes. Bradica's facing McCracken here. The wind is picking up here too on the field. And that was called a strike, so we have 1 ball, 1 strike here. Runners on first and third. You don't want a pass ball here. And that's right in for a strike. The batter taking all the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bradica tries to get out of this inning unscathed. A little off speed there, but didn't come down the way Chris wanted. A little high, so there's a ball. He's got him 2 strikes now. He's going to, paint the corners, as they say. Don't give him anything to hit. Get him some, get him something to make him swing.
And this one,
that one's
super
inside.
close.
Yeah, fastball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and third. Top of the 3rd inning here.
That one swings
hard
towards.
hit on the ball.
Yep, that'll be it. 3 outs.
Yeah, picked up by Mike Schreiber there at shortstop, right by the second base, and just steps on the base for an easy out there. So that's as we go to bottom of the third inning, Clockers are down 2-0, which is not really much of a deficit in the third inning. Ashland team has a little meeting.
Yeah, so a good start of the game for Bradica, who just came in to that pitcher's mound. Coming in from first base. 3 outs early on. No hits on that, or no runs on that one, so he's to be feeling good about himself. Now the Clockers trying to get the momentum back on their side.
Yep. Although Eli Bryant's been pitching very strong here. Ashland has only had 1 hit so far today. Only had a runner or 2 on base. So going to have to pick up the game a little bit here, make something happen.
And that's been a problem for the Clockers all season long. They just haven't gotten many hits on.
Looks like Jared Grumbaum's going to be in here hitting. I don't know who he's replacing in the lineup. Actually, he's not. He's batting. We're just around to the bottom of the order right now for the Clockers. Top of the third. Grumbaum's batting 9th here.
Strong hitter to get hopefully a man on base for Bradica, starting off at the top.
That's fouled off into the jungle along the first baseline.
That's 3 balls lost in there so far. We'll keep count for the game.
Yeah, Coach Messer keeps sending kids in there to get balls where they get, mosquito bites and ticks as well.
Mm-hmm.
When they built this field, they should have put a fence, something along that tree line. That's in for a strike. Grumbaum's behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes here at the top of the third inning. Off-speed pitch there. Grumbaum fights it off. Pitch was high, but you have to get your bat on those. You just never know what the umpire is going to call. So even if it's a little bit out of the top of the zone, you have to swing at it. Good job there by Jared. That gets called a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think Grumbaum got a little lucky there. It looked pretty good. Maybe he was just outside of the box. That one, a swing and a miss, strikeout.
Yeah, got him on an off-speed pitch there. You can see that slow swing. Just trying to get a bat on the ball, but that ends up being a strikeout. Now we're back to top of the order now with Chris Bradica. Chris Bradica is going to try to help himself out here by starting something off so Ashland can get some runs on the board. Hard hit ball, second base, who bobbles it, picks it up, gets it to first on time for the out.
A close one. Bradica almost got it. That was actually Finn Connery.
Oh, that was Connery.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was Connery. So I guess Grumbaum's batting 8th. Connery's 9th. Yeah, hard hit ball there by Connery. Great job by the second baseman to knock that ball down and then stay with it. And patiently get in front of it, get the ball to first base, and get the out.
Now here's Bradica. With already 2 outs, that's not what you want to see being the top of the order.
Yeah, it's you don't want to start the inning with 2 outs. Looks like a ball as well. So Bradica starts off with 2 balls, 2 outs. Bottom of the third, nobody on base. Chris Bradica at bat. Trying to make something happen here. There's another ball. I think Brian kind of probably has the stats on Bradica and doesn't want to throw him anything right down the middle. He walks him. Ashland has a runner. That's the good news.
Yeah, LaRoe now takes the plate. He has an ability to hit this one deep, but throws it towards Bradica. That one close, but they call him safe.
Chris was taking a healthy lead there. Usually for a righty pitcher, it's a little bit easier to take that long lead, but that ball hits LaRoe.
That moves Bradica over to second. LaRoe go to first.
It's an easy way to get on base, as long as you don't get hurt.
Devin O'Brien up.
Bradica kind of, LaRoe clutching his hand over there. Looks like he took one off the hand or the wrist. You don't want to take a fastball off your hand. It gets you on base, but cause damage. Devin O'Brien, who got a hit in the first inning, now at bat. Runners on first and second, 2 outs.
And he hits him as well. So
wow,
bases loaded now.
That's 2 pitches in a row hit the batter. I don't know where O'Brien got hit by that, but Bryant loads the bases now, and now we're going to have a little meeting of Martha's Vineyard team out on the mound to talk to Bryant.
So it'll be Schreiber's task, right, to get some points up on the board for the Clockers.
Yeah.
Coming up with the bases loaded.
It's tough for Martha's Vineyard. You know, they get a walk and then 2 hit batsmen off 2 pitches here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And if you're the Clockers, you gotta hope that Bryant's getting into his own head a little bit now.
Yep. And Nolan Soderberg back in cleanup up at bat. Finally gets ready. High for a ball.
Almost through to first and third on that one.
Yeah, he may have had, if the first baseman got back to first base, they may have had a play there, but the first baseman isn't covering the bag, which he shouldn't. And that's in for a strike. 1-1 to Soderberg. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Nolan Soderberg at bat.
Ooh.
That one's inside. That almost sounded like it hit the bat, but I don't think it didn't, so that's in for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Ashland team is being very vocal down there.
And that one,
that was
strike.
Yeah, that was a fastball. That had a lot of heat on it.
2-2. Now Soderberg's got to be careful.
Ball.
Good eye from Soderberg. We're at full count as the wind picks up.
Yeah, right in the middle of that pitch, all of a sudden a very strong gust of wind came. And now it's gusting. At least here where we are. I don't know what it's like over there on the mound. Full count. Runners go, and that ball's high. Walks him. Walks him right in.
Clockers put one on the board. It's 2-1, and bases are still loaded.
So far, the best player on Ashland has been the Martha's Vineyard pitcher. That's 2 walks and 2 hit batsmen in this inning.
Well, up until this inning, Bryant's been very good at the mound.
He's been phenomenal. That ball's wide. Up at bat is, I'm not sure. That's in for a strike. On the roster it says it's Mermelstein, but I'm pretty sure Mermelstein bats lefty, so I don't know what's going on with the batting order here. That ball's on the ground. Pick up by second base, throw to first, and they get the out.
Close one there.
Yeah.
And that was Soderberg.
Oh, that was Soderberg.
Yeah,
So maybe that was Schreiber who was up before him.
I think it was Schreiber.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We got we're sitting kind of far away from the plate here, so we got our runners wrong. So that was Schreiber that took the walk, and then Soderberg hit into the ground out there at first base. But Ashland gets a run on the board. No matter how it happens, and they got one back now, so now they're only down by 1. We'll have to see what happens with Bryant now. Again, he looked like he was pitching well. I don't understand those inside pitches where he hit the batter, but I don't think at this point they'll pull him.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the game. Top of the 4th. So we'll see what they do, but Bradica is the pitcher for the Clockers. We probably expect him to stay there for the rest of the game.
I think you're right. We keep talking about having the next game at St. Mary's, but you don't have a next game unless you win this game.
Exactly. Focus on this one and then worry about the next one if it comes.
Right. And going on to St. Mary's, I think Chris's pitch count will be too high, but you may still have Grumbaugh. You got Nolan Soderberg. You got Ollie LaRoe. You got some different people you could play with and throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
That ball's low for a ball.
That was a slower pitch. Tried to catch him, the slow one, but that was the first fast one. He hadn't given him a fast one before that, so the batter wasn't expecting anything too fast.
That ball's sharply hit on the ground right to Grumbaugh. Easy play, but
he dropped it.
Well, I don't think it was, two things. One is Grumbaugh bobbled a little bit, had a quick throw, and I don't think the throw was accurate. And LaRoe, had to do a split to go down and get the ball and keep his foot on the base. It was just too far away from him to grab. So there'll be an error. I don't know if they'll call the error on Grumbaugh or LaRoe. Probably Grumbaugh on that. Vineyard has a runner on first. Ball hits sharply on the ground to Devin O'Brien, who gets it over to Grumbaugh for
they're calling him safe. He was off of the bag. They're saying maybe he turned the wrong way, but no, they're gonna call him safe on first. That's interesting. It was for a double play, and that again another throw from Grumbaugh wasn't great. LaRoe had to go out there and get it.
Yeah, but they got the lead runner, so that's you don't get the double play, but you get the lead. The important thing is you get something out of that, and they got an out. Off-speed pitch there for a ball. Runner gets caught.
He's in a pickle and quickly out. He tried to steal second, but Grumbaugh all over.
Great move there by Chris Bradica. Chris Bradica just, a perfect motion. So the runner had no idea he was throwing over to first base, and he, kind of took that first couple of steps like you do on the pitch, not realizing that Chris Bradica was going to go to first. And then once he saw the ball coming, he had to go. And LaRoe just threw a perfect bullet down the Schreiber, who came over to cover second base to get the runner out.
Oh, that was Schreiber. My bad.
So Ashland now has 2 outs. It's an off-speed pitch for a strike. It's Matt McMillan at bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled back over the backstop. Still 2 balls, 1 strike. No, 2 balls, 2 strikes, sorry. And he strikes him out.
Great job by Bradica, just stepping in mid-game and then just turning it on from the mound.
Good job, able to take advantage of a mistake there by Martha's Vineyard to get an out and a couple of other outs, and they're out of the inning. So top of the 4th, we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Ashland's still down 2-1.
But they have to be feeling better about themselves with Bradica getting a couple outs. Also, good job by the infield. And then the loaded bases, the last time they were batting, has to give them some confidence going into this inning.
Yeah. Baseball is a funny game. You have to produce runs and do well, but you also take advantage of the other team's mistakes. And, last inning there were 2 walks, 2 hit batters, which Ashland, took advantage of and got a run on the board. So let's see if they can actually do something with their bats now and try to get some runs, turn this thing around a little bit. Well, Brian's back out there. See how he does this inning. He had a strong 2 innings. Actually, he was very strong through the first 2 outs of the last inning, and then just had several missteps.
They have a bunch of pitching options, but I don't think they probably won't pull him unless something like that happens again where he hits a couple more or just not great throws in general.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we don't know because we don't follow the Vineyarders if he is the #1 pitcher on the team or if he's just stepping in for someone who is taking a break, thinking as well that they might make it to the 32 slot.
That's true. That's exactly what the Vineyarders could be doing, or the coach could be doing, is putting in their #2, trying to get by Ashland so they could have their ace going against St. Mary's. But we're speculating.
And it's Mermelstein up at bat.
Mark Mermelstein batting lefty up at bat, trying to make something happen. Takes first strike.
It was a powerful swing, but just skimmed by. That one low.
Yeah, low and inside. Merm had to jump back a little bit. Gets way under that one. That one's high hit deep again. Center fielder gets under it. Way back in center field. Well struck ball by Mermelstein. Just a little bit too high and a little bit too directly at the center fielder, which is very, you really can't control that. It's nice when you could hit it in the gaps.
It's McCann now. Bunch of lefty hitters for the Clockers, which
That's in there for a strike. Yep.
pretty unexpected to see. Showing a bunt and then quickly going away from it. And what's interesting of what I've noticed is that the Clockers, and this is just for the Clockers, I'm not sure about other teams, but most of the lefty hitters on the Clockers aren't true lefties. They only just hit lefty. They throw with their right hand. I'm not sure if that's true for other baseball players, but
Yeah, yeah, it's sharply hit ball right to the shortstop. Throws it high. Great job by the first baseman to range up, get that ball, and get the out. Good play overall. It was a sharply hit ball. Shortstop did a great job of tracking it down. Good job by the first baseman to get up in the air and get that ball. Looks like it's Jared Grumbaum up at bat again. That ball's low and outside. Bob's batting 8th here, so this is the bottom of the order for Ashland. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 strike to Grumbaum.
that one takes a bounce going over
Bounce
towards
at the second base. Yep. Good job by the second baseman picking it up, and easy out at first base. And Ashland goes down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Score still 2-1. And we'll face sort of the top of the order here for the Vineyard with batters 3, 4, 5, Johnson, Medeiros, and Lohman. Yeah, that whole lefty-righty thing is strange. Like I know in hockey, they say if you just give a stick to a kid who's a righty, he'll hold it lefty. For some reason, having that dominant hand down the bottom, to give you, a lot of your strength and control is the way they go. But a lot of parents will teach, will kind of not force their kids, but kind of turn them into righties. But it's interesting to bat and throw with opposite hands.
Yeah, and it's also especially strange to me because I'm a natural lefty and I do everything with my left hand. I kick with my left foot. I throw, bat, lefty, play golf, lefty, everything, right, lefty. So it's just a little strange seeing, righties choosing to bat lefty.
Yeah. And having the ability to have such good control with both hands. I had shoulder surgery, and I tried to shave lefty, and I think I almost slit my throat and killed myself a couple of times. First pitch in for a strike, down low, hit the bottom of the zone there. Good framing by Luke O'Brien to get that ball and lift it up a little bit. Sharply hit ball into right field. Runner's going to try to get 2 out of this. He makes it in.
Yep. Calm safe there. Grunbaum just couldn't get his foot on the base quick enough. That ball was hugging the foul line all the way towards the end where it was picked up. But it stays inside.
It was. That ball was right down the line, and Mermelstein had to run in and kind of backwards to get to it because it was so sharply hit. And he had a great throw to second base. It was right on target. And literally, maybe a half a second behind the runner getting over there. The runner slowed down a little bit, actually, and was able to make it to second base. So no outs, runner on second. And we have Medeiros at bat. He's down 0-1 to start things off.
This one hit over towards left field. Connery. Oh, dropped it.
Oh.
He was focused so much on making the play. He would have had an out, but he dropped it.
And the runner at second base, he took his eye off the ball. He thought it was going to be an out, and he stayed at second base. If he had turned around and actually saw what was happening with the play and saw that ball being dropped, he very likely could have made his way to third base on that out. So a little bit of a break there for Ashland. The runner didn't get over. Actually, the batters called out because they said that the ball hitting the ground was on the transfer, not the catch.
All right. So that's good news for the Clockers.
Yeah. So if you catch the ball and then you go to grab it to throw it and you kind of drop it, that's not considered a drop ball. So they do have an out. Runner at second. And that's in there for another strike. Strike two. That's high. One ball. When these pitchers have two strikes, they're ahead in a count like that. They're going to try to hit top of the zone, bottom of the zone, a little inside, little outside.
This one's low, but also hit, but it'll stay foul.
Good job there by Loftman fighting that one off. Keep the count. One ball, two strikes. Again, one out here at the top of the fifth. That ball very high. 2-2. Yeah, while Bradica's throwing here, throwing high, throwing low, you don't want a pass ball. You don't want that runner going from second to third. Bradica keeping the runner on second honest. Turning around there. Grumbaum trying to keep him on, but also trying to get himself back in position. He strikes him out. Nice job. Nice off-speed, high pitch there. Batter has a couple of words with the umpire. I don't know what he's saying. Ashland team screaming.
Yeah, they want him thrown out of the game. Can't tell what he said from all the way here, but
I'm sure he was telling the umpire what a good call he made on his strikeout. So Ashland with two outs here. Arciaga up at bat. Runner on second. And that ball's low. Ball one. Martha's Vineyard with a leadoff double. And then two outs. That ball's, I think, a little inside. Two balls, no strikes. And that's in there for a strike. Two balls, one strike. Ball just missed. A lot of the, I mean, we're all the way in the back of right field, so it's kind of hard to see the precise placement of these balls, but a lot of them look like strikes.
yeah, I think that one just a little bit inside.
Big cut there. Full count now. Two outs, full count, runner on second. We're in the top of the fifth inning.
The Clockers need this. Bradica trying to fake out man on second currently, whose number we don't have on the roster, number 7.
I have it down as Johnson.
Johnson, okay.
Rings him up. Nice throw by Bradica to come from down 2 balls, no strikes to get the strikeout. And no damage done there. So far in the game, Martha's Vineyard has 7 hits, no errors. Ashland has 1 hit and 3 errors. So Ashland should consider themselves incredibly fortunate to be down 1 run, given those statistics.
Yeah, and I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. The Clockers don't have the best stats when it comes to getting runners on base. They get most of their runs from, like we saw today, walks and hit
Batters.
batters. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's how they usually get on base. Obviously, we have those times like LaRoe and Bradica with the super high batting percentages who will get on base pretty much almost every time. But for the rest of them, it seems like they rely on those walks.
I think that's Brian still in there. Yep. Yeah, Brian's pitching pretty well here. I think for Ashland, we'll have Finn Connery at bat, who's batting number 9, and then we'll go back to the top of the order.
And Connery had a good hit coming out of that lefty batting position. The last time we saw him up at bat, that one just unfortunately got there right before he did at first base, but it was a powerful hit. Calling that one a strike.
Yep. In the bottom part of the nice sharply hit ball. That's going to drop in. That drops in. Shortstop does a great job of getting to that ball, turning around, and holding that to a single.
Great hit from Connery. He wanted to go for the double, but again, good play by shortstop and center fielder. Got that ball quickly, and Connery had to make a quick turn back to first.
Yeah, it was a little bit too sharply hit. The center fielder able to get to it. So now we're going to be at the top of the order with Bradica leading off with a runner on. See if we can get something to happen here.
He tried to bunt it to just get on base.
Yeah, trying to move Connery over, trying to play some small ball here, get another run on the board to tie it up. But that bunt kind of bunted foul, so he's down 0-1. Let's see if he's going to bunt again. No. Yeah, it's kind of a. I understand wanting to get the runner over, but you have your best hitter on the team. You got to let him do his thing.
This time it's a bunt. It
pops
up.
It
Oh,
up
no.
And he gets the out.
Connery got back to first, but
yeah.
Unfortunate out. Ball spun back up off of the bat and caught by the catcher.
Yeah, that's kind of the risk you take by bunting. I know having your best batter on the team bunting. So now we're down 1 out. We got LaRoe at bat. LaRoe takes for a ball. Sharply hit ball to second base. Second baseman flips it to the shortstop for the out. A little bit of a ball. The Ashland High School infield is really soft. It's a tough infield to play. Once people start running on it, there's little divots and marks, and you see the infielders taking these strange bounces. So good job, second baseman, getting that ball, getting control of it. Shortstop coming over, getting the lead off out.
That one thrown back to first, but able to get back on base in time. LaRoe.
Yeah.
And that thing you said about the divots in the infield, that's part of the reason why some of these games get played at the middle school throughout the regular season.
True.
The same thing goes for the softball field as well.
That ball's drops in there.
That'll work
the
out.
Runner just
LaRoe goes to third. Ooh, close one, and then O'Brien makes his way over to second.
right fielder for Martha's Vineyard got the ball and then held it, which is my biggest pet peeve in school baseball is outfielders holding the ball. They, literally once you get that ball, if there's runners in the infield, you have to get rid of that ball, get it into some cutoff, get it in somewhere. You just make it too easy for the runners to get around. But Ashland takes advantage of it, and with 2 outs, have runners on second and third, with Schreiber at bat. Mike Schreiber's had a pretty good season here, so that ball gets away from the.
Oh, he's going for home base, and they get it, and it's going to be a tie game.
That ball gets away from the catcher.
Ooh. LaRoe scores, makes it 2-2.
Yeah, pass ball there, and LaRoe on top of it, and makes it down the baseline, scores. As you alluded to earlier, the Ashland scores are all off missteps by the opposing team, which you have to be in a position to take advantage of.
Schreiber's still up at bat. Man on third now.
1 strike. O'Brien made his way over to third on that pass ball. I'm sure he's hoping for a pass ball as well. That ball's high hit. I don't know if that's out of play. Looks like it's going to fall down behind the backstop. Schreiber's down 0-2 now. 2 outs with runner on third. That
Ball
ball's
hits
down
the
in the
dirt.
Yeah. Good job by the catcher to stay in front of it and not let that ball get past.
I don't know that O'Brien would have went home anyway with it being there.
Yeah, unless that ball gets behind the catcher, he can't run home. That ball's hit sharply in the ground. It gets over the shortstop.
The Clockers have the lead.
Just that's that high school infield. It hits a divot and just popped up over the shortstop's shoulder. Again, lucky that didn't hit him in the face.
O'Brien putting it in for the Clockers, 3-2.
Yeah, sharply hit ball there. Great job, and Ashland's able to go ahead with Nolan Soderberg at bat now. Nice, strong, nice sharp hit there by Michael Schreiber. You put the ball in play, and you never know what's going to happen.
That ball slung in there.
Soderberg takes a strike. Yeah, that ball took a couple of low bounces, hit something in the infield, and went like 10 feet in the air over the shortstop.
That one up high towards the second baseman. That's caught, and that'll do it. It was McCracken who got it. The Clockers end that inning up by 1, so they turned it around by 2 runs. They were down 2-1 at the beginning. Now they're up by 1. It's a great job by the Clockers of those issues on the field with LaRoe being able to steal his way home, as well as O'Brien with that strange bounce near shortstop.
Yeah, just taking advantage and putting the ball in play and making stuff happen. So now we're going to go to the top of the 6th inning. 2 innings to go with a 1-run lead, which is certainly much better than a 1-run deficit. And you got your best pitcher out there. Martha's Vineyard will have the bottom of their order up. Day, McCracken, and Napier to face Schreiber here at the top of the 6th inning.
Little change-up pitch, and it'll count as a strike.
So we have infield playing way in. If they're expecting a bunt here.
Well, it scoops up super high. Connery having to back up a little bit and makes the catch.
Yeah, kind of right at Connery. Ran in a couple of steps, then ran back a couple of steps, kind of like right at him. Easy play, easy catch there by Connery. So Marte flies out. Now Grady McCracken at bat. That ball's well hit right to Mark Mermelstein over in left field. Easy. He finally gets an easy fly ball over there instead of some of those sharply hit balls down the line that he's faced. So right away, first 2 batters, first 2 outs here to start the 6th inning. Leo Napier up at bat. First pitch foul. And that's well hit straight to Mermelstein again. Mermelstein doesn't even move, makes the out. 1-2-3 inning. Let's see if we can get some runs on the board here.
Great job by Mermelstein to get those 2 balls. Also Connery, the one that flew out towards right field. That's what you want to see out of the Clockers. You want to see them feeling nice and calm when they're on the outfield. And then you let it fly here when you're up at bat.
Let's see if Ashland can get some runs here. Of course, you know, Vineyard's trying to stop the bleeding, try to hold them, and then next inning will be the top of the order for the Vineyard.
And that'll be the final inning, unless things get tied up.
We're going to have Mermelstein, McCoyne, and Grumbaum starting off the bottom of the 6th inning here.
So if the Clockers can extend this lead, that would be huge, because at the top of the inning, they're going to have the opportunity to close the game out, and they want to do it as comfortably as possible. It's 1 run right now would tie the game up for Martha's Vineyard. The Vineyarders trying to get together, come up with a plan. Get into the batting order quick. They want to get off of this field.
Yeah, I think their plan is to get the first 3 outs.
Yeah, that's the thing. You always want to do that. Unless you're intentionally walking someone, then it's the outs besides that person getting walked.
Mermelstein up at bat. He's hit a couple of balls very deep in this, towards center field. Let's see what he can do here. And that ball's hit up high again.
This one.
That's going to go out of play. That's over by the dugout.
Almost caught by the backup catcher for the Clockers.
That's in their first strike. Merm's down 0-2. Ground ball. Third baseman picks it up. Fires across. Throws it low.
They'll stay there.
Yep.
Not risking anything going to second.
Really good catcher there for the Vineyard, backing up that throw too, getting up there, and Worm smartly gets back to first base. So error there on the third baseman allows Mermelstein to get over, get that bag. And we're calling up now to see if he can move Mermelstein over. He shows bunt, then pulls back.
I think that in the bullpen over there is Michael Schreiber warming up, pitching. So maybe they'll put him in as a closer.
And pulls back again. 2 balls, no strikes. It is. I imagine Bradica's pitch count must be such that they think they can.
It's actually Grunbaum again, not Schreiber.
Oh, Grunbaum can't go back in. He's just trying to work on technique. He pulls back again on a pitch that's a ball. Right away, 3 balls, no strikes. That's in there for a strike. Going taking all the, I'm sure I get a signal from the coach to take all the way there.
It hit his bat, and they're stealing a base.
No, it actually, I think it hit the catcher's glove.
Ooh.
It bounced off the catcher's glove for ball 4.
It's tough to tell from our angle. Again, we're all the way out past the right field gate.
It is. Now, coach for Martha's Vineyard is going in to talk to the pitcher.
So McCon gets on first. Marvelstein over to second.
Yeah, Brian's he really has a good pitching game. He just made, just a few mistakes that have allowed Ashland to, get on base. A few walks, few hit batters, 2 hit batters. Coach out there trying to settle him down, telling him just to throw strikes, let his fielders behind him make the outs. Aiden Carwin in now, pinch hitting. For Jared Grunbaum.
Yeah, Cameron's had limited minutes so far this season, playing his first couple games mid-season. Getting his first time in a play-in.
Carwin's a solid player. Good to see him in. Get things back underway here. No outs, runners on first and second. Finally get ready to go. That bunt goes back over the backstop. That was a fastball with a lot of speed to it. One strike to Aiden Carwin.
A man on first and second. Goes for the bunt again, but that one flies back as well. Another foul ball.
hard to lay down bunts on these fastballs. Catcher walks the ball out to the pitcher. So say a couple of words to him. Counting down 0-2. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He goes to bunt again.
That one gets stuck in the top of the backstop.
Curran gets called out. If you foul on your, if you go to bunt and you foul with 2 strikes, it's an out, which is why you very rarely see bunts called when players have 2 strikes. So that's it's interesting that the bunt was still on with 2 strikes in the count.
And here's Fionn Connery up at bat.
That's in there for a strike, fastball. Bryant throws heat. I mean, these balls are coming in very hard. Even here at the bottom of the 6th, sharply hit ball to the shortstop, who flips the second and one-hands it. Did he get the out?
It looks so.
No.
No.
Guess he's just a little bit late on that. Wow. That was a professional play. The shortstop got the ball, flipped it to the second baseman, who barehanded it, turned around and went down the first base. But Connery was just running a little bit too fast and just beat out that throw. So now we have 2 outs with runners on the corners.
It's Bradica, the top of the order, up at bat.
We got Bradica at bat. That's the guy you want up there. So Bradica can get a hit here, get the ball out of the infield, get a score there from Mermelstein over on third base trying to get in. And that's in there for a strike. That's 2 strikes on Bradica.
They're going home, and
they got him.
Oh, close one. Mermelstein tried his luck.
Pitcher threw to first base. First baseman bobbled the ball, had it in the ground, and Mermelstein started going, went back a little bit in the first base, and then decided to go for it. And then the first baseman threw home and got him at home plate.
So now it's going to come down to this, the top of the 7th. Last chance for the Vineyarders to get a run up to tie it or possibly win it, or else this game's over with 3 outs.
Yep. This is it. Ashland's 3 outs away from winning the play-in game, which is the good news.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is St. Mary's,
Yeah.
which will be the game on Sunday. And you won't have Chris Bradica pitching for you against what is a phenomenal
I don't know. I think
baseball team.
He might pitch still.
He won't be able. I think his pitch count is such that he has to take multiple days rest at this point. So he won't. By MAA rules, he won't be allowed to pitch. Chris still in there?
Should be. We'll find out after this huddle breaks up. But yeah, it is still going to be Bradica trying to close out this game.
Clockers 3 outs away from winning the play-in game. It's the first pitch strike here by Bradica. Ooh, that ball in the dirt didn't. I thought it hit him, but it didn't. Bounced up, so now it's 1-1. That's just off for a ball. And that's just off too. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Looks like the batter was taking all the way there. We got a full count on the first batter here, Keene. Lathrop Keene. That's high.
Yeah, and he'll take first. Not the first thing you want to see starting, hopefully, the final inning for the Clockers.
Yeah, Chris will settle down. Chris has been here before. Got Matt McMillan up now, who's a sophomore from Martha's Vineyard.
You want it to play over to LaRoe, it seems. And they're going to give him second.
Yeah, going to call a balk on Bradica for stepping off and faking, not following through. So the balk gets the runner to second. Batter shows bunt, and Devin O'Brien runs in to try to cover the bunt, and Chris Bradica steps off the mound. So a lot going on with nothing happening.
Yeah. And they're looking to do it again. That one hits the ground and rolls past the catcher.
Wow.
So third base, and this is exactly what the Clockers didn't want to do. They didn't want to give the Vineyarders that enthusiasm of possibly trying to tie up the game, and now they have a man on third with 0 outs.
And infield's going to play in, try to prevent that run from happening. I mean, anything in the outfield, any fly ball, anything could get that runner home.
Ball's high.
High.
Clockers got to settle down. I think it's time for Coach Messer to maybe call a quick huddle in.
Yeah, you don't want to be in this position and let the game get away from you. And that ball's high. That's 3 balls, no strikes. Well, the batter here is taking all the way. So just throw the ball down the middle. Nope.
This one's hit, going over towards Connery.
He gets the ball. There goes the runner from third base. Throw into home. Nowhere.
So it's a tie game.
Yeah, the ball was too far out in the outfield.
It was McCann who caught it at center field.
They got that ball in, and the ball barely made its way to the pitcher's mound by the time the runner crossed the plate.
Do you see who got the run in?
No.
A lot happening in the outfield. It was difficult to see who got the run in for the Vineyarders, but now it's a tie game, 1 out.
That was Keene who scored on that sacrifice fly. Good job tagging up. Good speed there. That ball's high. We got 3 balls, no strikes here, with 1 out for Johnson. And that's in there for a strike, as you'd expect. And Ashland just has to get these outs There's a walk. Another runner on base with one out. All right, Ashland has to buckle down, stop the bleeding here. Luke O'Brien going out to talk to Chris Bradica just to, calm him down. Luke is a team psychologist who knows what to say all the time, knows when to say it, get the pitchers focused, get him to settle down, get him to, do what needs to be done. Hopefully that conversation had an impact now, and Chris will get back to his form here. One out runner at first. There you go. That's in there for a strike.
Nice changeup by Bradica.
Madero's at bat here for the Vineyard.
And he has scored in this game, so something to watch out for with the Clockers.
That ball low. 1-1. That ball high. 2-1. Martha's Vineyard bench very vocal now. Sharply hit ball to Grunbaum, who runs over himself to second base.
Oh, what a play by Leroux and Grunbaum. Difficult bounce. Grunbaum was able to catch it, get on base quickly, and tosses it out. Leroux doing the splits to get the double play. Oh my goodness. And now Clockers go into the bottom of the final inning. As of right now, it's tied currently. If the Clockers can get one run, this game is over.
Yeah, amazing. That play there. I mean, Grunbaum should have flipped to Schreiber, who was, coming over the base and would have forward momentum to get the ball to first base by the book. But Grunbaum made it happen. He took a couple of steps, got on the bag, got the momentum going over, and had a hard throw to Leroux. Leroux stretched out with his patented split that we've seen happen at least once every game so far when he plays first base. And got the out. A great double play to end that inning for the Clockers. And now the Clockers just have to get one on the board here to get ahead, or we're going to go into extra innings.
It's been a pretty interesting game here at Ashland High School. Clockers started off down 2-0. Then made their way with a comeback. It was 2-1, and then in one inning they made it 3-2, and then we just saw the Vineyarders tied it up, and now we're at the very end of the regular part of the game. We might get extra innings if we do not get a score here.
The good news for Ashland is we have the top of the order up, which is just is exactly what Ashland wants. They just have to put one run on the board here for the win. And I say just one run on the board like it's easy, but they have the right players getting up now that can make it happen.
Yeah, Bradica starting off, as you said. It's what you want to see coming from the Clockers. Your best two hitters hitting first and second here.
That ball down low for ball.
That one snuck past the catcher. Unfortunately, no one on base for the Clockers to advance.
Wind's picking up again here.
Another low one.
Another ball down low. Bradica quickly ahead, 2-0.
Still take those balls.
Yeah, can still wait on the right pitch now. There's a strike down low. Brian's still throwing the ball very hard.
This one hit towards the first
Ball to
baseman.
first
He needs
base.
to turn around and slides down and get Bradica out.
Yeah, first baseman saw he had enough room and decided I'm not going to toss the ball to the pitcher coming across. I'm just going to go do it myself.
Yeah,
It was smart play there
Medeiros.
by the first baseman. Good hustle by Bradica to get down that line, but just wasn't able to get there. So 1 out and Ollie Leroux is up.
Leroux hits that one. It goes forward. He has to sprint his way out. Catcher makes the throw out and catches Leroux out.
Little dinker. I mean, Leroux took a big cut and just hit the bottom of the bat to just have a little dribbler into the infield, and he very smartly just started sprinting down the line. But the pitcher did a great job. Got the ball, stepped over, got the ball to the first baseman to get the out. So 2 outs, and we have Devin O'Brien at bat.
That one's a ball.
Clockers trying to make something happen here to get a score here. O'Brien up high, down the left field line, literally right to the left fielder without even taking a step.
We're going to extra innings.
Yeah, that's the end of 7. Clockers going to extra innings. It's not making the game boring. It's not a blowout either way. It's a very exciting game. This could go either way here. Bradica's still out there. I mean, the one thing we know is these 2 pitchers will not be available for several days now. Bryant for the Vineyard is I mean, let's see what his pitch count is. He's got to be way up there.
He's taken every pitch so far for them.
Yeah.
No one subbed in or anything, so he's taken a lot. Has to be up in the 60s probably.
I think it's more than that. Yeah, he's at 90 pitches. Chris Bradica's at 71 pitches. And he didn't come in. When did he come in? The 3rd inning?
Yeah, 3rd inning is when he came in for Jared Grunbaum.
Grunbaum has 44 pitches, so he definitely won't be available for Sunday's game. Bradica won't be available either, so it's going to fall on some of the other pitchers here. Soderberg will probably be the starter for Sunday's game. So the strategy of having Grunbaum in, hoping to get by this team, and having Bradica pitch on Sunday now have to go to Plan B. Both these pitchers have too many throws to be able to throw on Sunday. Sharply hit ball right to Michael Schreiber. 2 steps over to first, easy out.
Good job by Schreiber.
Yeah, textbook play there by Mike Schreiber. Didn't try to rush it. Schreiber's really good at fielding balls on the run and just throwing strikes to first base. But he saw that he didn't need to do that. The ball was sharply hit enough. He could take a couple of steps, relax, get a nice throw to first without having to take a throw on the run, and just perfectly placed throw and get the runner out.
That one hit the batter. He'll make his way to first.
Just a little bit too far inside there.
Yeah, hit his left elbow.
Yeah.
Arciaga on first now.
Good thing for Ashland. This is bottom of the order for Martha's Vineyard. So we're getting deeper towards the bottom. That's fouled out of play. So Chris quickly ahead, 0-1. That ball very high.
Messer sending the ball boys out there to get him.
1 strike.
Try to bunt it.
Yeah, batter shows bunt and bunts foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Bradica has some good moves to first base. And the base runners are now respecting that. We're not seeing big leads here on first base, which is exactly what you want by showing them you have a good move. Vineyard bench being vocal, trying to cheer on there. Matt Day at bat there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled off. Same count, 1 out here. Vineyard has a runner on first. Strikeout. Big cut there by Day. He's going for the fences. And 2 outs now. Grady McCracken at bat. 2 outs, runner at first. Here at the top of the 8th inning. And Bradica throws over. Easy for the runners, taking a very short lead. You never know, catch him leaning the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
You can get him out.
Swing and a miss.
Big swing. No balls, 1 strike. That ball's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. As the wind picks up here again. Batter steps out of the box. Resets. Pitch is high. Two balls, 1 strike. It's a hard hit ball to center field. Center field goes back.
Nice job by McCon.
Corey just went back maybe about 5 yards and caught that ball right in line of where he was standing. Clockers able to get out of that inning. Now let's see if they could make something happen here. Get something on the board here, win this game. Clockers have Michael Schreiber, Nolan Soderberg, and Mark Mermelstein due to get up here at the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, they all can hit well. We saw it earlier. That's what got them the first points of the game.
Bryant's still out there. 90 pitches. When you're a high school kid, 90 pitches doesn't really affect you that much. Not like it would, major league or one of the older guys in their late 20s. Yeah, the way MIAA does these playoffs, it's like you're almost better off not being in the top 32 and doing a play-in with a lower seed team, maybe like the 22nd, 20th team, and beating them, and then you'd have to face like the number 10 team in MIAA. Whereas if you come in at number 32 and now you have to face the top team.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's impossible to try to strategize and plan that and come in at the right level, but it's just the way MAA does it. Sharply hit ball right down to the third baseman. It doesn't even have to move. Just.
That one probably could have gone for a double if it went past him.
It was. That was a sharply hit line drive by
And Nolan Soderberg up now. That was
that was
Schreiber. Slow pitch.
Yeah, if that ball was like a few feet over, that would have. There's no way the third baseman would have got to it.
2 strikes.
2 strikes quickly here on Nolan. That ball in the dirt. One ball, 2 strikes.
Another foul.
Yeah, able to get his bat on that. You know, trying to stay alive there with 2 strikes, just fighting that one off. Strikeout. There's a little bit of an off-speed pitch there, and you geared up to hit that fastball, and then that off-speed pitch comes in. And, you can see that kind of awkward swing, just trying to get your bat on it to make contact, not to get the strikeout. But 2 outs here. Mermelstein up, big cut, foul ball. That ball in the dirt. 1-1.
That one low as well.
2-1. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning.
Foul ball.
Swing foul ball. 2-2. One of the things we have not seen here at Ashland is a home run all season. Whether here or at the middle school. Ground ball gets by the pitcher. Second baseman picks it up.
He's safe. They call him safe.
Yeah, good running by Mermelstein.
Yeah.
Just it was a little bouncer back to the pitcher, but the pitcher not able to get his glove on it, so the ball kind of died on the infield. Second baseman couldn't get there fast enough. And I don't know if they'll call that an error on the pitcher, or I'd probably call that a single for Merm there. Good job running that out.
Yeah, now Ian McCon up at bat. It's probably a good thing that we haven't seen any home runs at the high school, because right outside of the fence is a bunch of cars.
Yes, true.
Yeah. A little bit different at the middle school, but here, not so great.
1 ball to McCoyne. Big cut there for a strike. 1-1. Runner at first. Not taking too big of a lead. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Takes this one. It's cut up high.
High hit ball. I don't know if there's enough room for the third baseman had enough room to go over and catch that pop foul for an out.
So we're going to inning number 9.
Looks like a pro game here. A 9-inning game. And for those, I think everybody on the feed watches enough baseball, but you have to play the full inning. Even if Martha's Vineyard gets a run or 2 runs, whatever they get, Ashland will have their last ups at the bottom of the inning. So, and all these extra innings, we play a complete inning. Of course, at the bottom of the inning, if that team goes ahead, then the game ends. Once they go 1 run up, the game is over. They don't just continue to play the inning. And I think most people know that, but for those people that are listening that may not know that, now you know it. Ashland had a little team meeting, slow to take the field. Now they're out. Cooling down a little bit here, wind continuing to fly.
I preferred it when we had the sun out and less wind.
Yes, a lot nicer with the sun out. Looks like we'll have Napier at bat, who's number 9th in the order. Then we'll go flip over to the top of the order for the Vineyarders. First pitch strike. Second pitch strike. Bradica's trying to be pretty efficient here. Doesn't want to waste his arm strength, so he's throwing strikes. Struck him out. 1, 2, 3.
There we go. It's a good way to start the inning for the Clockers. Keene will start off.
Yep, top of the order now for Vineyard, Martha's Vineyard. Throws that right by him, that fastball. Keene swinging a miss. Every pitch has been a strike this inning for Bradica. First 4 pitches. First 5 pitches. Keene takes that one down low for a strike. Fouled off. First 6 pitches for Bradica strikes. I don't know if we got a foul on the first. 0-2. Brings him up.
There we go again.
7 pitches, 7 strikes for Chris Bradica here to start the 9th inning. He's just getting better as time goes on here in this game.
This one a little low, and that will unfortunately end that streak.
That's okay. Matt McMillan up. Wow, 2 balls. Millen's now doing better than his previous 2 batters in this inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Sharply hit on the ground, foul. O'Brien running over to get that ball all the way out to left field, and Rumelstein throwing it in. Sharply hit
Nice play
right
by
back to
Bradica.
Bradica
There we go.
a couple of steps over, lobs an easy ball over to LaRoe, and that's the end of the inning. Now the Clockers have a chance to do it again. The first team that blinks here.
Yeah, that was a great inning from Bradica. 2 strikeouts. He had 7 strikes in a row, and then finishing it out with that 3rd out, catching it, and then tossing it over to LaRoe, as he just said.
So Bryant coming out. Bryant is at 105 pitches right now. Chris Bradica's at 93 pitches. I don't know if there's an upper limit here in MIAA baseball.
Bottom of the 9th inning. This would be the end of a regular MLB game unless more innings would come. High school only gets 7. So this is the 2nd extra inning that we're about to close out. Hopefully the last one. Hopefully the Clockers can get a walk-off run to end this game and secure their spot as the 32 seed in the MIAA playoffs.
I'm not sure. I think MIA rules may say that pitchers max out at 115. Again, MIAA putting rules in to protect high schoolers' arms and protect some coaches from pushing their players a little bit too much. So we'll see. We'll see if that actually is the limit here.
Start off with the ball.
Jared Grumbaum back in. We had Aiden Curran pitch hitting for him last inning, but now he's back in there at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Another low one.
2 balls. Three balls. And on either side, you're hoping for the other team to make a mistake.
Good hit out. That'll go in between the.
That's a good tweener.
Yep. In between right field and second base, and Grumbaum gets on to first. Now Connery should be up. Last one before the top of the order.
Yep, Finn Connery. At bat. Little meeting on the mound again. Looks like that's going to be it for Bryant.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. He had that 1 inning where it started to mess up a little bit, but besides that, it was very solid. A lot of pitches, as you said. What was the final number count?
I think he's up to 110 now. So, yeah, he's really at the limit. And, good job of coach to pull him out. You don't want him stressing himself or hurting himself. He had a great game. He had that 1 inning with, I think it was, back-to-back walks and back-to-back hit batters. But, other than that, he just pitched a great game.
So now,
of course, the Clockers able to take advantage of that and get
yeah.
a couple of runs out of it.
Now it's Lathrop Keene who will be at the mound.
He's going to be given some time to warm up. He's coming in. I don't know. I don't know if you noticed him warming up in the bullpen.
I don't think so. I think he was still. I think he plays first base. So.
I didn't notice when they were at bat if anybody was over there warming up. I imagine he was. With Bryant being up at that high level of a pitch count, I'm sure the Martha's Vineyard coach knew that he'd be coming out at some point here. Now the Martha's Vineyard coach trying to stomp the ground down by first base where his pitches are. Again, the Ashland High School infield is really tough. It's just so soft, and once it gets swept, the game starts, and it's just a pile of divots. Makes it tough to run, makes it tough to field balls. And it's tough for both teams. So nobody's really at an advantage or disadvantage except the Ashland kids kind of know when a sharp ball gets hit, you have no idea where that ball is going to end up. So we get runner at first, Finn Connery at bat. Keene is in the pitch. Keene is a junior at Martha's Vineyard Regional. Conversation from his catcher. If the catcher gets settled there behind the plate, looks like we're ready to play. Bunt.
Showing a bunt.
There's a bunt down. Good bunt. Very good bunt there. Easy out of first base, but that's the first bunt we've seen successful here for Ashland.
Yeah, Connery, you can see he's very happy about that. That gets Grumbaum over to second with the top of the order, Bradica leading off.
No outs here, so now you're looking for a couple of sacrifice flies, a base hit, sacrifice flies to get that runner.
Yeah, well, now we have that 1 out.
Get that runner over. And the person you would choose to have up here would be Chris Bradica. And try to get that ball way in the outfield.
The lefty should end over by right field somewhere if you can hit it right.
And luckily, he's a lefty, so he's going to naturally hit it down that first base line into right field. That ball in low.
If he starts that swing a little bit earlier, that can lead over to the right as well.
Ball 2. Tough position here for Keene coming in, as it always is for relief pitchers. Bottom of the 9th. Runner on. Sharply hit ground ball. Well played by the shortstop.
Bradica's out, but that leads Grunbaum over to third, and now we have Ollie LaRoe up at bat. 2 outs.
All right, base hit wins the game here. Strike 1 to LaRoe. A lot of pressure on LaRoe here. LaRoe hasn't had a hit yet this game, so he really wants to put something out there. Oof. Got his bat on it for foul. Okay, LaRoe down 0-2 now. 2 outs. Runner on third. Ashland desperately trying to get Grunbaum home. And that ball gets hit.
It's dropped. Oh, I thought it was going to drop down, but that's going to count as an out. And another extra inning we're going to go to.
I thought LaRoe just had the right amount of speed on that to have it, not quite make it all the way to the outfield and drop down to that in-between area. But the ball kept carrying, and the right fielder was able to go over and make an easy catch and get the out. So you're right. Here we go now. Top of the 10th inning.
It looked like it was going to be good from our angle, but went straight to the right fielder.
So yeah, this game's going deep.
And then Bradica's got to be going up on the limit soon as well.
Yes. Bradica will be out for the next couple of games. Now, even if they play on Sunday.
And Grunbaum can't go back in, so we're probably looking at Schreiber or Soderberg.
Yeah, I think it'd be Soderberg with Schreiber as a backup, and LaRoe may be in there. Those are the only pitchers that Mess has really been playing this year. So it's I don't think Ashland doesn't have as deep of a pitching roster as some of these other teams. He's been limited to 5 pitchers. Bradica's up at 93 pitches, so he's going to be trying to throw strikes here as much as he can, not to waste any pitches.
This one starts off with a ball. A little too high.
We've got Johnson. We have the top of the order here. Batters 3, 4, and 5 to start the order. So we've got Johnson here up at bat.
2 early balls.
That's in there for a strike. 2-1. That ball's low. 3-1. The Vineyard bench comes alive, trying to urge their batter on. Foul ball, full count. That ball's up in the air. LaRoe calls for it right to first base, moves 2 steps to the right, and easy out there.
Good job by LaRoe to call that one for himself. Made sure no one got miscommunication of who was going to go for it. What a game it's been at Ashland High School. Tied at 3 into inning 10 right now.
First pitch strike again. Look at Bradica statistics. Your first pitch strike is a very important stat for pitchers. If they can get ahead on the count, there's a base hit. Well struck, and luckily the infield grass is long enough that ball just died. Connery able to get over to that and get the ball in the second.
It's Medeiros who got him to first. He's already scored 1 run today. He's trying to do it again to send his team into the playoffs, but the Clockers don't want that to happen.
Lohman at bat now. Runner at first. 1 out. Ball's high.
Wind picking up again. Throws to first. Medeiros gets back on base in time.
Vineyarders bench being very loud now, cheering their batters on. Bradica over again. Bradica's got this great move where he keeps his head towards the batter, yet makes his way to get that throw over to first base, trying to get the runner on first base to get fooled that he's going home. Catch him off guard there.
He's also just trying to prolong how long he's going to be able to stay out here. The more he throws towards first, those don't count as pitches.
Oh, he goes. O'Brien throws down. Oh, ball gets by Grumbaum. That was a tough play. It looked like a great throw by Luke O'Brien, just a bullet right down on the bag. And Grumbaum kind of had to get in front of the runner that was coming down this, and the runner has like at least a foot on him. So you don't want to get in the way of him.
So he's on second now.
3 balls, 1 strike, runner on second.
One out right now.
And that's in for a walk.
Now we got a man on first and second.
First and second, 1 out. Chris Bradica up to 106 pitches now.
So this is most likely his last matchup right here.
That's a ball. I don't know what the limit is. I mean, Bradica's an incredibly strong kid, great condition. He could easily pitch 115, 120. That's for a ball. But as a coach, you don't want to push your players. Push a high school kid that much. He still has another year ahead of him in high school, and I'm sure he wants to pitch college. So the last thing you want to do is put too much stress on that arm. Big cut there. Bring us to 2 balls, 1 strike here, 1 out. Runners on first and second here at the top of the 10th inning in this MIAA Division III play-in game for slot number 32 in the playoffs.
Now
that gets called a strike. It's like the runner was, the batter was going to swing, thought that was out of the zone, and kind of pulled back, and he got rung up for a strike. Count now 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 outs now with runners on first and second. Good job by Bradica here. This deep into the game to be, throwing so strong and throwing so accurately. Matt Day up at bat, takes a big swing, foul ball. That's out of play again in the right field jungle.
I'm at 13 right now. 13 lost balls today.
$2 a ball, you can make a little money if you head your way in there. Swing and a miss. Bradica trying to put this away right here. 0-2 to Matt Day. Runners go. Ball hit to,
There we go.
Devin O'Brien, who's able to just run over, easily touch third base to get the lead runner out. And that's the end of the top of the 10th inning. Clockers again getting up, trying to make, all they got to do is put 1 run on the board. Go ahead and get this win. Clockers will be at the, still the top of the order here. We got batters 3, 4, 5. Devin O'Brien, Michael Schreiber, Nolan Soderberg. Good solid hitters you want up there. So Ashland right in the sweet spot of their order.
Yeah, then this is where you really want to close out the game. This is when players start to feel super fatigued after 3 extra innings.
Yeah.
And they start to lose focus a little bit. So they want to end this right here, right now.
Keene had a great inning for the Vineyard last inning, and Bradica's up to 114 pitches, so he may be, again, I unfortunately don't know the pitch count rules. He may either be out due to the pitch rules or should be out due to the fact that he's thrown 115 pitches. I know in AAU you can go higher, but I think MAA tries to put a little bit more protections in, cares a little bit more about the health of these high school athletes. Vineyard infielders coming in for a meeting on the mound.
Brian will start up.
Devin has 2 hits this game. Having a great game here for the Clockers. See if we can get another one for us. That ball's very high.
Good eye by O'Brien. That one almost went over the catcher.
That's a little outside. Devin quickly ahead, 2-0.
This one hit far towards.
That's very deep. Center fielder able to get himself. That was almost a collision.
Yeah.
Left fielder was running over. The center fielder was screaming, "I got it." Left fielder kept running over as if he didn't hear him, and then veered off at the last minute. That was a deeply hit ball just into kind of like left center field.
Yeah, he almost, McMillan, who was in left field, he pretty much did. He ducked under the center fielder who was catching the ball.
Schreiber with a well hit ball, but the ball was cutting over to the right, had like a big arc on it. Right fielder able to get in there and get that in his glove for an out. It's Lohman over there, number 24. Good fielding there. And now Soderberg is up, 2 outs. Soderberg trying to make something happen here. That's in there for a strike. Foul off. There's another ball for you out there in the jungle. Ooh. Nolan takes on something that looked really close, but good eye by Nolan Soderberg and got a ball there. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 10th. That ball's in the dirt. Catcher asked if Nolan swung around enough. Umpire down for the first baseline said no. So that'll go in as another ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nolan. Big hit. That's going to be a base hit.
There we go.
Drops in the deep center.
He's going for 2.
Center fielder not able to get to it. Good running
There
by Nolan Soderberg.
Nolan.
I never saw Nolan run that fast. That's the fastest I've seen that kid run. I mean, he's got it in him, but he was moving around those bases.
There we go. Nolan, he's on second now. 2 outs, though.
Good job by Nolan there. 2-out double. Get himself in scoring position with Mermelstein up at bat. If Mermelstein can drop a deep one in, this is it. It's game over.
That's
That
a
in there
ball.
for a ball.
And he's another lefty. He can play it over to that right field.
Yeah, Merm can get the ball into the outfield. If he just can get it to drop in a gap, get Nolan around the score. Oh, big cut there. 1-1.
He wanted that one bad.
Another big cut. I think he's looking for the fences here.
Yeah, he can't get ahead of himself. If the ball is not in the strike zone, do not swing at it. You have two strikes right now.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
There we go.
That one's high. 2-2. Nolan Soderberg desperately trying to get to home plate. And we do have somebody. It looks like Michael Schreiber warming up in the bullpen.
Oh.
And that's the 3rd out. Go to the 11th inning.
What a game it's been. So many scoring chances in the extra innings, but just never seemed to get one. Still tied at 3-3. We're going to the top of the 11th. And Michael Schreiber will be pitching. Chris Bradica is at his limit, going back over to first base where he started the game. That means Leroux will most likely go out towards right field. And it will be McCracken who will start things off for the Martha's Vineyard Vineyarders. So Schreiber warming up. It'll be his first time pitching today. all the way into the 11th inning. This is where Bradica had to get subbed out. It's what we believe. He was one pitch under the limit that the MIAA allows, is 115. He was at 114. And Grunbaum already got subbed out for Bradica when he went in the third inning, so has to be Schreiber.
Note to self, don't drink a big iced coffee before the game. I don't think Ashland's had any extra inning games this year.
Well, this one's enough for the entire season.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think there's a limit to the amount of innings that you can play before the game has to be stopped, so hopefully it'll be over soon, but we could be here a while.
That's another one for your list. Foul ball out of play. McCracken goes down behind no balls, 2 strikes. Here to start the top of the 11th inning. That ball was very high.
He's going to make his way out to first because catcher did not catch it.
Yeah, and he swung, so it's a third pitch, drop third pitch.
Pacheco, not Pacheco, excuse me, McCracken on to first.
Yeah, that was a very unusual play. Usually when a ball is that far up, the batter's not going to swing.
Showing bunt, he's going to throw out to Bradica at first. And now McCracken's at second with 1 out.
Good job there by Napier laying down that bunt. That was a perfect bunt. Did exactly what he was up there to do, get that runner over to second base. So 1 out here. Runner on second on that sacrifice bunt. We got Keene up at bat. The pitcher trying to do himself a little bit of favor here and make something happen. Got called for a strike. He held up on it and should have swung as that came in there as a strike. Strike 2. Good off-speed pitch there by Michael Schreiber. Rung him up. Fastball caught. Looks like it just caught the outside corner.
There we go, Michael Schreiber.
For a strikeout. So now we got 2 outs. That sacrifice bunt didn't do what it was intended to do. Short swing there and strike from Matt McMillan. Big hit into, looks like it's right to center field. It should be an easy catch there.
There we go. It's LaRoe finishing out the inning.
Yeah, LaRoe back in center field. Great job there. Easy catch right to him. And Ashland able to get out of the top of the inning with no runs. Now it's up to them to put something up on the board.
That's the way it's been so far for the entire of the extra innings, now into inning number 11. Yeah,
this bodes very poorly for for both teams because, the next game is going to be against St. Mary's, and both of these teams have gone through their top pitchers. And if this gets into even more innings, they're just going to go deeper.
Oh, that hurts. So, right fielder threw a ball over to first base. Some of the substitutes out there, and went past him, and it seemed to hit a fan by the fence, but he seems to be okay.
Yeah, if you're on the side of a baseball field, especially with high schoolers playing or anything less, you have to have your head on a swivel. You never know where that ball's going. I've walked down that side of the field and had balls get thrown high and had to stop so they didn't hit me in the head. Maybe he was trying to hit me in the head. I don't know. Still 3-3 here.
Yeah, low-scoring game, but because of all the innings, it feels like this score should be way up there.
Yeah, bottom of the 11th inning here.
And Keene will pitch again.
We got McCoy, then Grumbon, then Connery. So the bottom of the order for the Clockers here.
And I don't think McCon has gotten a hit all day, so he definitely wants to get on there.
And he's down 0-1. Gets under that one, fouls it out of play. Down 0-2 here to start off, or the bottom of the 11th inning. Sharply hit ball, second baseman.
Oh, a good bounce, and it's going to get a single.
That Ashland infield playing again for the Ashland Clockers. That was an easy play to the second baseman, and it just took a terrible bounce. That should go in as an error.
Well, it's not really McCracken's fault on that one.
No.
Just a bounce that you wouldn't expect, similar to what happens at Hunt Field over the middle school for soccer. Showing a bunt, trying to get a man over to second. Grumbum will take that out generously.
Yeah, good sacrifice bunt there. That worked well. Almost got a single out of it because the bunt went so far down the line. The pitcher had a long way to range over to get him out at first. So good job by the first, taking advantage of that error and now laying down the sack bunt.
Now Finn Connery. McCon on second. Connery has been pretty good tonight.
Now Connery has one hit. Takes the first pitch for a ball. One out, runner on second. All the Clockers have to do is score one run here. Ooh, held up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Or 2 balls, no strikes. Keene back on the mound. That's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, that one's a bullet over towards left field.
Sharply hit ball.
Grumbom will go over, McCon goes over to third. And now we have Bradica leading off.
Great time for a base hit there by Connery.
How many outs? 0 outs?
There's 1 out.
1 out.
The sacrifice bunt by Grumbom.
Yeah, that's right.
So now the Vineyard cannot let a ball get out of the infield or have it go, very short outfield because that runner on third. Ian McCoy could score on a sac fly, score on a even a sharp, base hit to the infield.
Yep.
Runner will have to turn around, get it home, and the catcher will have to get a tag on. So, there's a lot of different situations that could happen here, and I think the infield went in to talk about it, just what to do.
Good place bunked over to first, possibly, if it gets far enough.
Yeah. A ball that comes to the shortstop. Shortstop needs to kind of stare down the runner at third to make sure he's not going before he goes to first. Then the ball has to be perfectly placed so the first baseman can get the ball home if the runner from third decides to go home. So a lot involved here. But the main thing is 1 out, and we have a runner at third with Chris Bradica up at the plate. Let's slow down and play here. I don't know what's happening. The umpire's chatting with somebody behind the fence or something. So waiting for this thing to get started here. 1 out, runners on first and second. Bottom of the 11th.
Connery's going to steal second.
That's what you call defensive indifference. So he goes to steal, trying to entice the runner to throw down. And a catcher will never throw down, unless you're a professional playing a higher level baseball. And that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bradica.
I think he thought that one was low. I did too, but he calls it a strike.
Clockers in the exact position they want to be in here. Sharply hit ball. Oh. Line drive. Sharply hit line drive right to the second baseman. Right to him. And he just makes that out. But, Ashland still has a chance. I mean, all they have to do is get the ball, get a base hit. Base hit wins the game. Or some sharp hit to the infield that causes an error.
Yeah. Now LaRoe's got to know that he can't get out also.
That ball's down in the dirt for a ball. LaRoe hasn't had a hit today, so this is the time for him to do it. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Bottom of the 11th. And that's in there for a strike. 1-1.
Come on, Ollie.
Ooh, good eye there. That's high. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's in the air, right to center field. The center field tracking back, and he catches it for the out. And that's the end of the inning. That's tough. Ashland was, right where they wanted to be. Runners at second and third, 1 out. And, the Ashland batters got their bats on the ball. You can't decide exactly where that ball is going to go. Chris Bradica had a sharply hit line drive, just went right to the second baseman. LaRoe got his bat in the ball, but it went right to the center fielder. And that ends the inning. Huge opportunity there. But now we're going to go to the 12th inning. And we've got, still top of the order now for the Vineyard. We have batters 3, 4, 5, Johnson, Medeiros, and Lohman. And, of course, Schreiber's still in there pitching. The wind has died down.
That's good. I was getting pretty cold.
Yeah, it was getting chilly. Yeah, they have a little platform that they use over at the football field, for different games, and they wheeled it over to the baseball field. So we're kind of up higher, catch all the wind here. Then you go less things blocking it out for us. But we're not complaining. Still a much better day than it was the first few baseball games.
Yeah.
And, with the amount of money we're making, I guess we really can't complain. Twice as what I made last year. All right. Getting ready. The base coaches are heading down. And Martha's Vineyard will start off the 12th inning, trying to make something happen on their end. First pitch strike for Schreiber. Good job there. That ball's high, 1-1. Again, Johnson at bat for Martha's Vineyard. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball way down in the dirt. Get away from Luke O'Brien back there. So we've got 2-2. Umpire calls timeout. That ball goes behind the batter.
Interesting.
It's like maybe like a curveball that just got away from Michael Schreiber out there, which sometimes happens. It rolls off your finger.
That one high as well, and he's going to walk to first.
Got a head on the count and then walks the first batter there. So no outs and runner at first base. And Medeiros will come up to bat. Medeiros has 3 hits in this game. It's definitely the guy that Martha's Vineyard wants up there. It's pretty hot today. Fouls that one off. Rifles it by the Martha's Vineyard players that are on deck. This will be 2 strikes now. Medeiros ahead 0-2, runner at first. Now pitches to just outside of the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's a well-struck ball towards Mermelstein. It's going to drop in there. Yeah, that ball just was a little bit short. There was no way for one of the outfielders to get to it. And it kind of went right between the left fielder and center fielder and just kind of dropped in there.
Yep.
Great hitting there by Medeiros down, with 2 strikes, able to get that into the outfield. That's 4 hits for him today.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic game, and now he's on first. They're trying to bunt to get bases loaded, but man on first and second as of right now.
Infield playing in. Our first baseman playing in. Throw down the second base. Not a chance.
Connery's over playing second now that we're a shortstop. This one's bunted over, trying to get that man on third, but they'll get an out on first.
Great sacrifice bunt there by Martha's Vineyard, able to get both runners over. So now they got runners on second and third with one out.
Good pitch by Schreiber. That'll be strike.
Trip Arciaga up at bat. Ball 1-1. One out. Vineyard has runners on second and third. That's an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. It's kind of the situation that Ashland was in last inning with one out and runners at second and third, and they were able to get out of it. So let's hope for the Clockers to do the same thing here. That ball's outside. It'll be 2-2. Luke O'Brien going out to talk to Michael Schreiber, give him some words of wisdom.
Yeah, the fans did not like that call one bit.
Yeah, the home team fans. Two balls, two strikes. Foul off. Add another ball to your collection. Count stays the same. And Fields playing in.
They hit him.
That hit him. He's got to take a base.
Bases are loaded now.
That ball looked like it almost got behind him as well. I don't know if Mike was trying to throw some curves that just kind of rolling off the finger the wrong way. Matt Day up at bat now. Bases loaded, one out. Matt Day hasn't had a hit today.
But he scored a run.
He did, yeah, he got on base and scored a run. So one ball in today.
This one pops up
This
super
one is way
high.
out to right field. Runner's going to tag up, and I'm sure he's going to score. Ball goes in, gets lobbed in. Good job backing that up. Yeah, the ball was nowhere near on target to home plate. Luke O'Brien had to come out about 10 yards to get to that ball. Schreiber almost caught it.
But we finally have a score, and Clockers trailing by 1, 4-3, 2 outs.
Good job by the Clockers, just letting that one run get in and not throwing the ball around and allowing 2 runs to score like you sometimes see happen.
Yeah, and you can't crumble apart here. You still have man on second and third. You need to end this one right here and hope for the best on offense.
Yep, 2 outs, runners on second and third, and 1 strike to McCracken. McCracken has a hit today, so. Yep. Foul ball off into the jungle. Schreiber quickly ahead, 0-2. Stop the bleeding here and get the out. And then Ashland has some work cut out for them. That ball down in the dirt. Didn't get by Luke O'Brien, though. Luke O'Brien making sure nothing gets by him. Anything that gets by him could be another run, which is the last thing they want. That ball high and away. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on base.
This one bounces up.
Sharply hit. O'Brien takes a weird bounce and gets that ball over to first base just in time. Devin came in, kind of short hopped that one. Great play on the ball by Devin. I think on this field you're so much better off playing balls on the grass than on the dirt. Much less chance of those giant divots and pock marks that you get on the dirt. And Devin coming in on the grass, picking that ball up.
Now,
great throw.
It's all going to come down to this one right here. We know there will be a winner if no runs are scored. So the Clockers have to do something. Down by 1, 4-3. Who's leading off?
And Ashland's still top of the order. Got Devin O'Brien coming up first, followed by Michael Schreiber, followed by Nolan Soderberg. So it's kind of the sweet spot of the order here. Kids you want to have up. See how this plays out. Keene, of course, still in there. He's doing a good job throwing hard. And Ashland, let's hope they make something happen. Devin O'Brien will lead off. He has 2 hits today.
He's had a pretty good game.
Yeah, he's definitely on between hitting, some really good fielding out there. Catcher does the ceremonial throw down the second base. The Vineyard does their meeting on the mound again. The players go out, get their arms around each other, and get ready for the bottom half of the inning. So bottom half of the 12th here, Ashland has to put a run on the board or this game is over. And Devin O'Brien getting up to bat there, trying to get this thing going here for the Clockers. Just got to get something in play, make something happen.
Here we go.
Outside. That's down in the dirt. Devin quickly ahead. 2 balls, no strikes. Ashland players are screaming on the bench. Both trying to encourage Devin and getting ahead of the Martha's Vineyard pitcher. That's high. 3 balls.
Yeah, O'Brien's just looking for any way to get on base.
Yeah, Devin will likely be taking all the way here. I don't know if Russ will give him the green light. Shows bunt, then pulls back. I don't know if he got called strike because of the showing bunt or whether the ball was actually in the strike zone. But nevertheless, it was a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike.
That one high.
High and outside. Got our runner on.
Now Soderberg up. Schreiber, excuse me.
The sun making its way down a little bit. It's getting a little bit towards the twilight time here. Catcher having another little talk with the pitcher, trying to calm him down, get him to get his head back in, throw some strikes. Strike 1 to Michael Schreiber.
That one's super high.
Yeah. Keene was fairly accurate his first couple of innings. Now he seems to be a little bit more wild.
Catcher fake throws to first.
Devin fake stole. It's like 3 balls again.
That one gets hit. There'll be foul ball over past that third base line.
3 balls, 1 strike. Still no outs. And the wind picking up again. That ball down in the dirt. Is that called a strike?
Not sure what happened.
Yeah, somehow that ball that was way down was called a strike. Full count now on Michael Schreiber. That was weird. They tried to double play.
They get O'Brien out, who had to go to second.
Yeah, no, not able to turn a double play. Schreiber just got down there in time. It was, great play there by shortstop, able to get that ball, get to second base, and then
So that's 1 out.
throw it over to first, but not in time.
Now it should be Soderberg up.
Yep. One out, runner on first base. Nolan Soderberg at bat. Good running by Michael Schreiber to avoid the double play there. Strike 1. High hit ball into left field. Left fielder ranging it down. Wind is raging, but left fielder able to get under it. Easy catch.
It's 2 strikes, or 2 outs. 1 more will end this game for the Clockers, and they need to get at least 1 score to keep the game going, or hopefully win it, but they need to get something.
Mark Mermelstein up. 2 outs here. Mike Schreiber at first base. Ball. 1-0. Two and 0. Keene wanted that one. Keene thought that was in the zone, but umpire does not agree with him. 3-0. This is the third batter that Keene has gone 3-0 with. Merm should be taking all the way here. Martha's Vineyard trying to close this out. Ashland trying to keep it alive, trying to make something happen here. Took that all the way. That was a strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the 12th. Clockers down 1. Oh, big cut by Merm. Foul ball. Full count.
It all comes down to this.
Full count. 2 outs. Runner on first. Clockers down by 1 in extra innings. This is our 5th extra inning. Runner goes. Foul ball. Yeah, 7 regulation innings, 5 extra innings. This is a long game.
Yeah.
All right, full count again to Mark Mermelstein. That ball down in the dirt.
There we go. Get out of that sketchy situation. Man on first and second now.
We're getting deeper into the order here.
Now McCon will be up, and he needs to get something going. He hasn't had a lot today, batting. And just a single base hit. That's what we need.
All right, 1 ball. Runners at first and second. 2 outs.
That one almost hit McCon.
Yeah, you're gonna have to jump out of the way there. Now catcher's gonna go out and talk to Keene. Get him to focus here a little bit. Ashland hoping to keep trying to get in his head. Long conversation on the mound, which is now done. Catcher slowly walks back. Coin is down, or he's up. 2 balls, no strikes. Get ready to resume play. That's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see what he's going to do here. Takes that one, but it's going to be a foul ball.
2-2 now. Yep, goes bad on the ball, but foul down the first base foul territory. Runners will be going. Full count. No, 2-2.
Another foul.
Another foul ball. Hit the first base
These are
coach.
good cuts. They just need to get in.
All right, 2-2.
Oh, another. 3 in a row.
3 fouls in a row there from the coin.
Might just be starting that swing a tiny bit too late, or a tiny bit too early.
Yes. Two and two.
And he steals third. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Michael Schreiber.
Schreiber caught them sleeping. Able to get down and steal third base. Now a pass ball will get the runner home or any base hit. That ball was outside.
Full count.
Full count now. Ashland's staying tough, not going down easy here. This is real baseball. Full count, 2 outs, runners at the corners. He rung him up.
Oh.
That's it. Strikeout for Ian McCoy, and the game is over. Martha's Vineyard wins this one. Ashland was so close to coming back and getting that run on the board, and Martha's Vineyard just went ahead and took it.
Almost 2 full games of baseball here at Ashland High School. 5 extra innings, absolutely incredible. And although the Clockers come up just short, it was an incredible season. They fought their way all the way into this playoff game, trying to get that 32nd seed.
Yeah, not able to pull it off here. The Martha's Vineyard, just tough team. Really, really good team. Good pitching, good, good playing, good fielding. Did everything well. Low errors. And again, like we said before, now Martha's Vineyard has to go face St. Mary's. And they're going to be down what must be their 2 top pitchers. So it's going to make it very, very tough. But congratulations to Martha's Vineyard. One of the players just did a.
It's Kean.
Kean just did a backflip on the field. Martha's Vineyard is celebrating, as they should. And hey, congratulations to the Ashland Clockers. Great season. Started off kind of rough. They fought their way back. Were able to get into that playoff.
There's a send train of backflips going on.
Yeah, I think everybody in the Martha's Vineyard team learned how to do a backflip. So Clockers, again, great season. Just ended earlier than they want. But now off to the summer. Congratulations to all the seniors for graduating, and juniors and the rest of the team will be out in a few weeks. And
we still got the girls lacrosse game coming up.
Yeah, the girls lacrosse team is doing great.
Yeah, unfortunately, Paige Tripp, though, is going to be out for the rest of the season. So it's going to be difficult for them to get through. But I believe in them, and I think they can push deep into these playoffs even without Paige.
I think they did it. I mean, when Paige went out last game, everybody kind of stepped up and did a great job coming in and winning the game. So I think you're right. I feel bad for Paige and the team, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the 2025 Ashland Varsity Baseball season. I'm Daniel Vestine, beside me, George Tubin. Thank you all for watching. Good night, and go Clockers.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah. Wow. Oops. I don't think I would have lasted without those Rice Krispie trees.